when I do these videos, I usually speak quite fast because there's not a lot of time. So it appears sometimes that my mind is going hundreds of the dozen. And I am a kind of quite a high octane person. My brain is quite active. I've always got new ideas. I'm always full of new inspirations. I'm always trying to do new things. I'm not happy unless I'm busy. I'm a very, what they would say, ragistic person in some respects. I'm always on the end, always burning energy. And I expect you might be a bit like that, either all the time sometimes or most of the time, you know. So it's important for us to also try to learn to slow down a bit, you know. I have to kind of force myself to slow down sometimes, and that's good because I need to slow down. As long as I slow down sometimes, I'll be back again, you know. In meditation, sometimes I think to myself, all I need to do is really relax. You know, I don't have to think about anything, don't have to think who am I, don't have to think about any of the observations or anything, just stop, you know, just stop. And then if you're able to do that, and you just stop, you suddenly realise all your energy comes back, all your thoughts come back, good feelings come back to you. You start to feel at peace with yourself again, and you realise that you've been running so fast that you were running beyond yourself. You know, you weren't living your life, you weren't living the experience. So it's a process of trying to slow yourself down sometimes is a good thing to do. Now, I don't like people that take a lazy lifestyle, mind you. I get very upset with people that are prepared to say, you know, deliberately, no, I'm not saying for all people, but deliberately say to spend a life on welfare. You know, that can, unless there's special circumstances, you know, I don't like people that can be lazy. There's a lot of people around that will sort of be dead weights in the world. So when people sometimes say to me, slow down, I think, well, that's all very well, but you know, you're not even working, you know. And so there is still a need for all people to slow down if you want to be spiritually happy. So sometimes it's important to slow down our activities, you know. More haste, less speed. It's so often the case, isn't it? I often trip over myself trying to get everything done. You know, I take on 5 books. I'm going to write 5 books at once. It'd be better to write one, Craig, and then do another one afterwards. Right? So if we can slow down our activities, that's a good thing. If we can slow down our actions too, if we don't respond so quickly. Now, you see, it's very easy. Someone says something terrible to you. Someone posts something on Facebook, you immediately respond and say, "You swine! I think so and so. Did you run?" And next thing you're in all sorts of trouble. So if you thought, you stopped, you thought, put it down, go have a cup of tea, come back again. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't tell her she's an ugly old sow. You know. So you slow down. By slowing down your actions and your reactions, this will create a sense of patience within you. And this comes with practice. You have to deliberately do this. This is part of the process of slowing down. Now, in our spiritual practice, we can actually influence the mind and its abilities by slowing the breath down. There's a lot of techniques that you can use that are called pranayama techniques, but most of them in some degree or another involve slowing the breath down. Usually there are some that speed it up, but there's generally it's about letting the breath settle, you know, and we can do that just by simply observing the breath. Watch it and it will gradually slow down, and when the breath is at peace, we find we are too, you know. When you get angry or when you get stressed or when you get cross, your breath speeds up, you know, your heart speeds up, or everything in the body starts to go on alert, you know. Slow the breath down, let it slow down rather, and peace comes. So there's an area we can slow down. We can also slow down the waste of our energy too, because we waste a lot of energy. When we're overthinking, for example, our brain can burn up so much energy. Worry is a form of overthinking, isn't it? Worry is a way of where we're not slowed down. Our thoughts are going so fast that we can't even sleep at night, you know? We fill ourselves with anxiety, and all that anxiety is burning energy, burning what we call the prana energy, the healing energy, the energy of the body, the chi, you know? And this creates negativity, this creates tiredness, this creates illness, and this creates a lot of negative emotions, create depression, you know, create you know, just by the sheer wastage of energy we can create illnesses of mental, physical and emotional, and perhaps even we could say even an illness of the soul because we're not aware, you know. So if we slow the mind down, we can discover inner peace. And it's quite hard in this world to do it all the time, to consciously practice this. So that's why I personally have to have an hour every day in which I cut myself from the world, in which I do my spiritual work on myself, as it were. That's my time with the divine, when I can meditate, when I can do breathing exercises. I might want to do physical yoga, I might even tune into the spirit world, I might just contemplate, whatever, an hour away, so that you can slow down, so that you can live quite a hectic life if you need to, but you must have those periods of peace as well. Otherwise you'll burn out, otherwise the whole thing will not be good for you, you know. So it's in the stillness, actually. Ultimately, the slowing down has to come to the point where yoga is a movement into the absolute stillness of being, Patanjali said. You know, that's what it's about, ultimately, to come to that ultimate peace, you know, to see beyond that activity of the mind that is a trap to ourselves, to be the stillness itself, to be the stillness and know that I am God, as it says, you know, to be at one with that absolute stillness that hides behind everything. Is the future set, or can we change it? In my new book, I take a mystical journey to India to do magical remedies that will change my personal destiny. I open a 5,000-year-old secret oracle that tells about what will happen in the future. I meet strange Siddha yogis with miraculous powers who show me how to eradicate the karma that drives events. What I discover changes everything. We can all change our destiny, and maybe together we can change the future of the world as well. Start making that change. My new book, Mystic Journey to India, that has now been made into a major international documentary series, is now available on Amazon.